guys, welcome on this new Coach Dev Academy Leg Guide. I'm Corentin, Guinez, and today we are with the AMG GT4 around the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, Montreal, for the GT4 series. So first, as usual, we're gonna go with the hot lap, and then I'm gonna go into more details about the track and the curve. So let's go. Alright guys, here we go for the lap around Montreal. Here is turn 1. So my first braking point for this one, the first left-hander, I'm gonna brake like pretty much as soon as the grass ends on the right side and the tarmac starts on the right side, pretty much. And then I'm gonna hit the brakes. This time we're gonna have to be really kind on the brakes because it seems like it's changed quite a lot. The ABS on the AMG actually, it's pretty fine on the others. I didn't find that much changes, but it seems like they really made a big change on the AMG. So you have to be really kind on the brakes. I'm trying basically to avoid as much as ABS as I can because it basically go straight away if you brake way too much. And also like the fact that you change the ABS doesn't feel like it makes a big change actually. So just be kind on the brakes no matter which ABS settings you use. And then just gonna try to release the brakes and find the rotation out of the car. I'm gonna try to be kind on this first curb. Just gonna try to make sure that I'm not going too deep on the inside because back in the past you could basically broke the suspension when you just go on this deep because then your front left suspension just hits the edge of this curb and it breaks the suspension back in the past. So I'm just trying to be kind of this curb. And if you are a bit too deep, if you want to make it sure you take this curb like completely, you can just try to make sure you flies over the curb. So basically you won't go, you can go a bit more than this on the curb, but yeah, it's not necessary to go that deep on the curb, to be honest, because it doesn't make any faster in my opinion. If you nail the corner like this by just going over the curb and not flying over the curb, it doesn't matter because it's not any faster for me. Now it's really important to be really careful on the transitions. As you can see, I'm going in power slightly, but not too much because I don't want to overshoot the corner. And also because, like I said, you can't make a really late braking on this one. You have to be kind. So you have to make sure that you lift a bit before the corner and then you jump on the brakes slightly, not reaching more than 50%. Then I'm just gonna try to hold the apex, but I'm not gonna use the curbing on the inside because if you put your rear wheels on the curb, you're gonna have wheel spin, and I don't really want wheel spin. Otherwise, you will just ruin the tires and ruin all the traction out of this one. So as you can see, tight corner, and then I'm gonna try to straighten the wheel to have the most traction possible. Really kind on power as well because it's quite hot as a track time, so you have to be really kind. Otherwise, you will lose all the traction. For this one, as you can see, I'm going to the right side of the track to shorten the distance, and then I'm gonna go for the next corner. So basically, I'm gonna brake a bit before, like 5 meters before the 1 meter board. So same approach, really kind on the brakes, and then I'm gonna aim for the inside curb basically. So I'm gonna try to like use quite a lot of curb on the inside. So basically, I'm just gonna use, I don't know, I think you can see that maybe better with the nose camera. I think it's a bit more flat right there, and I'm just gonna try to put my right wheels on this part of the curb, because basically it means it's gonna bounce a bit less. So I'm gonna be able to carry a bit more speed. Also because I think I'm on power. Yeah, I'm on power at this point. So if it bounces more, basically I'm gonna lose traction. So what I'm trying is to like take the flattest parts of the curb, so then it's much better on traction. Then I'm back on power using quite a lot of curb on the inside. Same approach, really kind on power, because then you're gonna lose all the traction. And then I'm gonna try to be close of the wall on the right side. It's the same approach most of the time around this track. Do not be too aggressive on power, otherwise you're just gonna have bad traction and you won't make it like any faster. So no point to be too aggressive on power. Main key is to just find a rotation with the power and not being too aggressive. And it's the same with the brakes. Do not be too aggressive. So as you can see, I'm trying to straighten the wheel as much as I can, and then we're gonna approach this fast section all the way to the left, and then I'm gonna go very close of the wall. And then for the next corner, I'm gonna try to arrive as straight as I can on the brakes, because you can. It's quite. It has very big rotation for some reason on the brakes on this one. So you just have to make sure to brake on the brake straight, otherwise you're gonna lose the rear, I guess. And for this one, I'm gonna basically look at the beginning of the tire max on the racetrack. That's my main point for my braking point, basically. So I'm gonna aim for this tire max, and then I'm gonna basically aim for the beginning of the tarmac on the right side, like close to the quad rail, basically. Then on the brakes, trying to find a rotation. And for this one, I'm gonna look at the inside. So pretty much the same approach as the curbing on at the beginning of the chicane, just before the chicane, few corners before. I'm gonna try to put my left wheels on the inside of the curb. So then it helps me to find a bit of rotation out of this one. And then I'm gonna try to find the best traction possible. You have to really kind on power for this one to find most of the rotation using all the curb on the inside. And then you have to straighten the wheel, find the traction. And you can short shift on this one basically. Like I'm just using second. I think I'm also using second for the quali, even if this lap was made with the race setup. But if you find that you are losing a bit of traction through the race, you can basically easily short shift to third gear. So then there is a bit of straight, going to the right side to shorten the distance, and then we're gonna approach the chicane. So as a braking point, I'm gonna use the tarmac on the left side, like on the brakes now, 50%, no more. And then I'm gonna aim for the inside curb, like the white curb. On the inside, gonna try to put my right wheels on it, and probably on the right side of the curb, I'm pretty sure. You can do it now, because before it was a bit more aggressive on the track limits, but as you can see, just gonna go a bit backwards. As you can see, I'm using like all of the curb actually with my right wheels. And then it helps you basically to have a better exit for this one, be a bit more straight. And because you have to put a lot of power out of this one, it helps you to have less steering angle, and then you can go easier on the traction. Best thing is to basically try to use like there is like the exit road, and the best is to put your wheels on the exit road as well. For this one, helps you a bit on the traction, because if you're a bit more wide, I would say you're gonna have to put more steering angle, and then you're gonna have more wheel spin. So basically, that's the thing to do around this chicane. And then we're gonna approach the hairpin very close of the wall on the exit of this one. And then there is the hairpin, so I'm just basically gonna brake between the two board and it's not very an exit road, it's more like a piece of tarmac, so I'm gonna try to brake between those two things. On the brakes pretty heavily, but you have to very quickly just release the brakes to avoid the ABS. And then for this one, I'm gonna go a bit wide on the entry, but then I'm gonna try to have a tight exit. So basically a late apex. So then I can straighten the wheel, and it's more easier to go on power, because if I go straight away, like on the inside straight away all the time, I'm gonna have to put like a lot of steering angle all the way. Same for the exit, and I'm gonna compromise a bit the exit. So then I'm just trying this time to have a tight entry, but then I can straighten the wheel easier on the exit and then find most of the traction. As you can see, still need to be kind on power and wait a bit. And now we have the long straight. So then we're gonna approach the fast chicane. Quite tricky part of the track because it's bouncy, even if now we can use a lot of curb. It's quite different from before. They changed the track limits, by the way. And now I'm gonna use basically close to the third board on the left side. So like maybe few meters after, just like 1 or 2 meters after. And I'm gonna drop to second gear. And then I'm gonna try to use like a lot of curb on the inside, because if I don't use the first curb on the inside, I'm gonna have to put more steering angle for the left one. So a lot of curb for this one, as you can see, like all the right wheels on the curbs. And for this one, I'm gonna try to go as straight as I can for the second one. That's why I'm taking a lot of curb on the first one. Then I'm kind of straight, so it helps me like basically to put more power because I have more traction. Because if I put more steering angle, I'm gonna be a bit shaky on the throttle. So yeah, best is to go as straight as you can on the exit of this one, and also it helps you to basically stay away from the wall. Even if I think I kissed a bit the wall this time, but I didn't lose any time. It was like a 0x, so it's all good. And then that's the lap around the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve around Montreal. Alright guys, that's it for me today for the lap guide around Montreal with the AMG GT4. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the Discord if you have any questions about the lap guides or the setups. So yep, let's see each other for a next lap guide, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.